only their weaknesses. It's things. So with that, let's get right out to the stadium. Brandon Godden and Charles Davis have the call on this Week 4 matchup.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to picturesque Miami, Florida. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the hook up here with Jalen Strong complete. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
In motion left is Cobb. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that, you start to back off, and that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going. One thing that you find out on a sweep play is the fortitude of the people running it. Because that is a run, and then there's some contact when you finally get to the edge. And those guys who can hold that point of attack and hold up on that contact, they create the plays that we just saw there.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jude Barima. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
Now, check, Patriots, back 99 Philly, here we go. Back 99 Philly, back 99. All right, now, lucky 56. Over.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Time to feature the offensive starters, and our first chance to get a look at Parker.
Devontae Parker came out of Louisville with a guy who is known as a mature receiver. Runs routes really well, but the best part of his game, he'll jump over you at the end of a route and go get the football.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. In motion is Grant. Hackenberg now to throw on first. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Hackenberg now from the 50. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. And the defense for New York.
Marcus Peters is a former first-round pick who has great anticipation and tremendous ball skills.
Second down now after the incompletion.
Over. Here we go now.
Throwing again, Hackenberg on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. That goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
So on 4th down, the Dolphins will ask Matt Darr to kick it away. Gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A nickelback added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep is DeAnthony Thomas. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. A bunch of Jets there, a whole gang of them flying to the football to make the stop. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Hackenberg. It's complete to Parker, left side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
5 yards to gain here on 3rd down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. It's complete to Grant. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards on the play.
The goal of every offense is to move the chains, pick up first downs. A nice job finding an open receiver for a completion.
Here we go now. 3, 9, 2.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York set to take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over. Can't, because you're punting the ball away and there's in the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Wow, now we've got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. And they've got it here with a first down. Shift together here from the D-line.
All right, here we go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to fire one deep. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jude Barema. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. Second down, Hackenberg. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play. Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw.
Detroit!
Hackenberg on 3rd and 2. And he comes back with one complete. Look at the big man rumble. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. A try here for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might want it.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now back to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. So still in search of the first down after that last completion.
Let's go, Green.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Gonna throw right side here, complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Here's Hackenberg. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
2nd down following the incompletion.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
Back near his goal line, it's Hackenberg. Brought in over the middle by Grant. Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Hackenberg now to throw on first. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Let's go.
They go play action here on 1st down. Caught by Cobb. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height...
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Their big tight end, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. And that one makes it 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And, oh, he kicked it out of bounds. That's a big penalty.
And this is where the rest of the team turns and stares at the kicker and says, you have one job. Execute it.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 30.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Second down, Hackenberg. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
A good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
On third down, Hackenberg. Going right side here, and that's complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On second down, here's Hackenberg. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on third. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Over the middle, Sharp's got it complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Hackenberg. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. It's good, and it is now 21-7. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard. And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Second and 10. He'll look to throw again. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining to halftime. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw here. Strong grabs it over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 12. That's good for a Jets first down. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll look to throw here on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Cobb goes in motion left. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. This will be caught at about the 3. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Randall Cobb, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jets are able to make this a close game again. And he's able to put it through. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So now here come the Dolphins. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On 1st and 10, Hackenberg. It's complete to Parker, left side. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Hackenberg now to throw on first. And he finds Parker here, complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. A first down throw for Hackenberg. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. A second down throw for Hackenberg. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. On 3rd down, Hackenberg. And he comes back with one complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive, going to the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And they're going to go soft on the corners.
Check, Patriot! Green, 39!
They'll throw now on the final play. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Larry, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. First down, Hackenberg. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Brought in over the middle by Grant. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 10 yards on the pickup there. And the Dolphins are going to get a first down.
But that's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. And they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time. But the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and see if they can go ahead and grind their opponents into submission.
Second down following the run. Second down, Hackenberg. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Dolphins add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. That'll be taken in the end zone. Stays on his feet. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long.
Hurry up, here we go. Detroit! Over!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. This is Cobb with a catch right side. Give him 16 on the pickup, and it's a 1st down for the Jets.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to look deep down the field. This is caught inside the 15. A huge play there for the Jets. 41 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that.
And it's a touchdown for the Jets. It's their quarterback with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field. I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage, it'll be back at the 36. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. 2nd down, offense behind the sticks here, 2nd and 13. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Detroit!
Hackenberg on 2nd down. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Hackenberg on 3rd and 2. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Well, they opted not to run it. They completed the pass on 3rd and 2, but they lost yardage to bring up 4.
Well, give credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They snuffed out the play, but it does bring into question, 1, the play call, because they didn't run the ball there. They could have run it, and 2, just not getting it. That's got to be deflating for them.
That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. And New York set to take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw, and he fires one incomplete. Jalen Strong, the intended receiver, and that takes us from second to third down. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And the defense loses him. It's complete. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Jalen Strong, 96 yards. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. And I think it's safe to say we won't call many touchdown passes longer than that this year, partner.
No, I would agree with that totally. And right now, you're looking at an offensive coordinator. Conservative would not go next to his name. Risk taker, definitely, because he valued the opportunity to create a big play against what could have been disaster if they end up getting sacked or fumbling the ball in the shadow of their own goal line.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without down. It was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues. See
if they stay on the ground for second down. They come out here in the eye. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Here we go now.
Now a play fake here on first down. Deep drop. And over the middle, this is Parker. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
Here we go now. 3-19. Gone.
Second down, Hackenberg. And his throw is incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot.
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. And the Jets set to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, But what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They come out here in the eye. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been the run that they got.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a jet shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to hit people who are moving targets. And linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
Well, the screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be fourth down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Back down in Philly. Here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Flush to his right. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Oh, offensive nightmare there. You go for it on fourth, and the play doesn't even really get to develop a sack.
And it's so unfortunate, too, because you think you've got something good called, but if your offensive line can't hold up, that's often the result. They find a way back to the quarterback.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Well, there really wasn't much there, but a completion is a completion. A tough third down awaits them.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. On third down, Hackenberg. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. They'll come out in the pistol. On second down, here's Hackenberg. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And the offense in that middle ground here on third down, 3rd and 5.
Let's go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. The Detroit! Detroit!
Hackenberg from the gun on third. And he finds his target. It's Sharp. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tajay Sharp, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And now they're in the hurry-up. They go play action here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. Give them 35 yards there on the third down conversion. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
So they're operating in the red zone. They'll look to throw again. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Dancing to his left. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And that is going to set up third and goal. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. An extra defensive back on the field here for third and goal. He'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is indeed good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So just under 2 minutes to play, and this would figure to pretty much be your ball game right here. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins' offense now heads back on the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to...
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. A couple of Jets there in on the stop. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. That'll be their second, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. Third down now following the run. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Matt Darr now, as he's on to punt for Miami.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Looks like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by I.J. Barima. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Dolphins, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Denver Broncos next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be at home for one next week against the Oakland Raiders. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.